Hello guys, the Karachi's Arcana back with you with another video. This time I've got a treat for you, a, a budget deck. Um, I call it Chaos Dragons. You won't have to spend much money to get the basic stuff, but generally speaking, you might have to, like every deck, pop up 10, maybe $30 here and there just to get what I've got here. But what I've got here is basically what I play with. Playing around with it, but generally speaking, it's pretty good. You won't go undefeated, but you will have fun with it, and you will get at least a few wins. It's not consecutive yet because no one's figured out a full format for it that's foolproof, like your Insectors, your Dino Rabbits, and your lineups. But here we go. We've got your two. I run two of the Metal Dragons. Probably should get a third, but two's just as good. You get your three Wyverns. This guy is key. You must run him. If he gets sent to the graveyard at any time, he gets to remove from play from your deck a 7 or higher dark or light monster. Usually you go for your little summoner right here. And when he's removed from play, you can't willingly do it, which was my mistake in the first place. But when you remove him from play, which is not a big issue with this deck, if you get the right cards in your hand, you get to pretty much go all out by getting your dragons. You've got your 3 Dark Flares. He helps you pitch guys from your deck to make it easier to draw certain things. He not only that, but his second effect of his pitching lets you remove this guy as well, so you can get your other guys to your hand. I run 3 because he's easy to summon, whether sacrifice or excuse me. Damn allergies. But yeah, he's basically easy to summon, whether it's special summon effect or tributing. You've got your 2 light pulsers. Either way, you either run 2 light pulsers or 3 light pulsers, and vice versa with your dark flares. But in total, you need 5 of these guys because they're just that good. He not only can be special summoned same way as Flare, but he can also be special summoned a different way by ditching them from your hand. He also, when he is removed from the field, what was it? Removed from the field? Sent from the field. Yeah, sent from the field. You can special summon a dark dragon. Level 5 or higher. Yeah. So you pretty much send him to the graveyard at pretty much any given time, and kaboom! You explode again with your Darkness Metal or your Flare Dragon. I run these guys because they're fun and powerful. Your classic Blue Eyes White Dragon. Yes, we have liftoff with the Blue Eyes once again. And these guys are just fun. Not to mention I found a card that makes them very demonic. Alexander Dragon. I have 2 supers and an ultra rare. You might have to cough up about $15, $20 to get a playset of these guys, but they are worth it, especially if you use just cards that I use. Not to mention they are just 2000 beat sticker and all around fun to play. He also gets around. You can also use him to get around Thunder Kings, because yeah, not much out there in these top tier decks that can do that. I run 2 Chaos Sorcerers. I've seen some people use 1 BLS instead of these 2, but since I don't have the money to cough up BLS, I use Chaos Sorcerers, which you can get in the decks. So just by at least buying 2 of the decks, you've got your 2. I also use 2 the Axe Dragons. He's again a 2000 beat sticker. He switches to defense mode after attacking, but that's a mute point. He's basically to get out there first turn, because he's hard to get over with these top tier decks. Direct conflict is what I'm referring to. And these Divine Dragons, these are fun. It helps you pitch something to get something back. He's weak. He's only got 1,000 points, but his main objective to get out there is you summon him, and you, like, for instance, pitch another or pitch somebody else, like your Wyvern, and you plus off of this guy. You plus big time off of this guy. Like, I have him in my hand, Wyvern, summon him, pitch Wyvern, get your Darkness Metal from your graveyard back to your hand, then Wyvern's effect activates, you remove another guy to set up for another turn, then you remove this guy to summon your Darkness Metal, and then go off. I use 1 of him, Prime Material, just because he's Prime Material. I don't see too much burn cards much anymore, unless if you go against a burn deck. But he's good to have there. It's 24. He has a medium Stardust Dragon effect by discarding cards, which cards in your graveyard's not really worried if you have them, because you get them out easily. I use Raikou as a Lightsworn engine. He mills the deck. He gets through the deck faster. Not to mention pops cards. I use 1 of this guy just because he's a tuner, and the way I can use this guy, he's pretty easy to get out. Some level 6s and some 8s, and varies some 7s. I don't really use too many 7s. You got your Gores, enough really said there, and your 2 White Stones. I'm thinking about using 3 just because, but 2 is fine right now. There's the monsters. Then we've got your spells, your Book of Moon, staple, Charge of the Light Brigade. You mill, get your Raikou only. Unless if you want to use 1 Lila. I'm told Lila's pretty decent in this deck, but I use her in another deck. And here's a card that I'm talking about. Lightwave Tuning. Those of y'all who have overlooked this card, it is pretty epic in this deck. I tested it on DualNet, and people were like, what are you doing with this card? What this card basically does is you take any light level 4 monsters and then you turn them into a tuner. Guess what, folks? If you have your Alexander Dragon and that Dark Alex Dragon, you play this, you get an instant 8, which I usually go for Stardust immediately. Or depending on my situation, I can go for Red Dragon Archfiend or somebody like that. But it's very good. I'm planning on putting in about another 2 more. Then you got this guy. It's just a draw card. I'm testing it. You take your stone, ditch it, draw 2 cards, plus you get the blue eyes into your hand, so you pretty much plus so much out of that card. So I'm hoping it tests as well as as well as it sounds. You have 1 duality just to play first turn if you have it, or when you have a already good setup, because you special summon like hell in this deck. Your staple, Monster Reborn, staple, Heavy Storm, staple, Dark Hole. I still call it a staple, but you rarely ever use this card, so if you won't, you can just keep it out. But it's good to have just in case like everything goes completely wrong and you want everything back. There's your spells, your traps. I'm still playing around with the trap engine, but I'm using these, the Dragon's Rebirth, because I've been able to KO 1-turn OTK people with this on DualNet. Now, those who are going to bash me on DualNet, yes, a lot of people on DualNet are the smartest people, but still, OTK is OTK, is basically your point. You got your bribe just for negating, bottomless trap hole, run 2 if you want, but I can only put 1 in here, so I only have 1 to spare in that. Mirror Force and your Call of the Haunted. Now most people will probably change that trap line up, adding the 3 calls or something like that, but right now that's my trap lineup. Most of the synchro monsters I use are generics. Your Stardust Dragon, your Brio. Yes, it's not a dragon, but it's still very fun to use in this deck. Clears everything out because it's freaking Brio. Most decks generally always find a way to use Brio, regardless of the deck. I use a Scrap Archfiend just for a 7, and my only other 7 is a Black Rose, which nukes everything. Situational, I don't use that card that often, but it's still option. Then I have my Scrap Dragon, which is fun because it's like, okay, you got rid of Scrap Dragon, big whoop-de-doo-dah. I'm bringing him back with the Metal Dragon. Who? Because he's a dragon. But, I mean, as for the deck itself, it's generally cheap. I mean, you spend 30 on the deck in general just to get the deck of the structures. And from then on, you basically just cough up a 5 here or a 5 here. But generally speaking, it's a very cheap deck. It's fun. And I hope people like it. I want to see more play of it. So, have fun with it.